Am I the asshole for revoking all my wife's access to my credit cards after what she said to my daughter? I'm a father of 2 daughters, 12F bio, Chloe, and 14F, Hope, adopted. Their mother and I are séparés. I remarried to my current wife, Jenna, after getting overwhelmed with busy work schedules, and started asking Jenna to handle daily and weekly expenses, including taking the girl to the mall and buying what they want. I always make sure my credit cards are full and ready. Especially, when she tells me what the girls need. I have realized recently that Chloe has bought quite a lot of stuff, but Hope hasn't. I tried having conversations with her about it and asked if the mall her stepmom takes her to is not good, or the stuff she finds there isn't nice and all that. She refused to give a direct answer. I didn't push it, but let her know that I was always there to hear her out. After 5 days, I was at work and Hope sent me a 37 minutes long recording of her trip to the mall with her sister and stepmom. I listened to it after getting off work and what I heard was unexpected. I heard Hope telling her stepmom that she liked a pack bag and wanted it, but Jenna's response was to tell her that there wasn't enough money. Hope insisted, saying that she, Jenna, had enough money, but Jenna told her she still had to buy stuff for her sister. Hope insisted, which made Jenna snap and tell her, "Why don't you go look for bio dad and ask him to buy it for you if you want it so badly?" I was shocked. I had to stop the recording. I couldn't keep listening because of how upset I was. I immediately rushed downstairs where Jenna and the girls were, and had the girl go upstairs that went off on her about what I found out. She kept denying saying it, so I had her listen to the recording. She said she didn't mean it this way and that her words were obviously taken out of context. I berated her for treating Hope like that and told her that she gets whatever she asks for regardless of who her father is. I then went and revoked all access Jenna had to my credit cards. Every single one of them. She found out and blew up, saying that I was being unfair after all she's done to help me out within this area. I said I didn't want to hear it and she kept yelling, then went to stay with her sister. We haven't spoken to each other since that day. She keeps talking to Chloe though. Sil thinks that revoking her sister's access to credit cards is actually abuse. Honestly, this isn't a take away the credit card offense. This is a divorce her because she's cruel, and this isn't going to get better kind of offense. I think your wife is a deeply unkind and cruel person. Why would you want her around your kids? Not the asshole. Edit. Thank you everyone for the nice awards. You shouldn't revoke her access to the cards. You should revoke her access to the kids. Your kid was treated this way so often that she knew she could record Jenna behaving this way. And insecure enough in her position that she felt she had to record, rather than tell you. This indicates that she's been abused by Jenna for a long, long time. I hate to be one of those people, but you are the asshole if you stay with her. Not the asshole, not at all. Get rid of her. She's treating your adopted daughter like she doesn't belong in your family. You do not want to stay married to someone like that. Your kids come first, always. Am I the asshole for walking out of my baby shower after Mill denied me food? Before I start, I'd like to say that I'm a bit of a big girl. No shame in that. I love myself just the way I am, and I have been living by the motto, be you. Everybody else is taken. Cold sweat smile. Mill, DH's mom, always made comments about my weight. Ever since I got pregnant, she started making more comments while low-key shaming me for what I eat. Whenever I visit, she'd give me smaller plate, portion, cup, even spoons. She also buys me, small size, clothes even though I'm in my second trimester and those clothes don't fit. My Sil decided to throw me a baby shower after my DH denied when my sister offered to throw me one. The whole side of my in-laws are invited. Mom refused to come after what DH said to my sister, another story for later. I got there and Mill was in charge of serving food to the guests. All that was served was cakes and juice. I got hungry from talking and I got up to eat some cake. The second I put my hand on the cake, Mill grabbed my arm and said that I'd gained enough weight already and that if I keep this up her son will not be happy living with a large walrus. I was shocked. I didn't know how to react, especially since she said this out loud. She looked at me in a sorry not sorry kind of way. I put the cake down and grabbed my stuff and started walking. Her daughter stopped me, saying I can't leave mid-party and embarrass her like that. I told her to tell her mom to leave if she wanted me to stay, but she went off and said, "Are you crazy? She's my mom. You want me to kick her out in front of everybody?" I turned around and kept walking. I called Mom to come pick me up and went home. DH came home looking furious. He asked me to explain what I did at the baby shower and why. I mentioned what his mom did and he started ranting about how I fucked this up over something so minor. I told him it wasn't minor in my opinion since she literally cut me off food and didn't let me eat when I was hungry. He said that his mom meant well and that I needed to get rid of this easily offended mindset immediately before I pass it down to our son. He said that cakes are essential foods, and that this was not a good enough reason to walk out the baby shower that his mom and sister put a ton of money, time and effort into. He said that I had hours to call and fix things up but I refused. I went to stay with my mom because he wouldn't stop pressing me to call and apologize for what happened. He kept talking about how pissed and let down his mom and sister feel and called me ungrateful and spiteful for doing what I did. Am I overreacting here? More info. Lot of you asked what my DH said to my sister and what was the argument about. The answer is, my sister is infertile. Has been for years. DH claimed that she's becone, obsessed, with the baby simply just because she bought me stuff for the baby as gifts and wanted to throw me a baby shower. My sister is a great person and I have no doubt that she only did all that just because of how great she is, will be as an aunt. My DH kept insisting there was something wrong with her which led to a fight between them and he ended up calling her possessive B and $curate. My mom kicked him out and my sister cut contact with him. The issue got worse with my brother-in-law, her husband, arguing with DH as well. Not the asshole, so your own sisters wasn't allowed to throw you a baby shower, which then caused your mom not to attend. Instead your husband allowed his sister to throw one, where your mill bullied you. Is he, his family trying to control you, isolate you from your family, or is this a once-off? Not the asshole. Any man that would allow his mother to verbally abuse and deny his wife food and then gaslight and berate his wife for standing up for herself, is a massively abusive asshole. This is divorce territory now. Stay somewhere safe. Better yet, make him leave the house while divorce proceedings happen. All the best with the baby. Info. You know your dear husband is complaining about your weight to his mom, right? You're not the asshole, but this problem is not just your mill. Not the asshole. And why does your husband get a say in who throws a baby shower? Not the asshole. Get a divorce. Am I the asshole for telling my Dils niece off after she was brutally honest? My 55 female, Dil, 34 female, has a niece, 18 female, who claims to be brutally honest. We were at a family birthday party for my grandson, 12 male. The niece, we will call Jessica, was insulting my grandson, Jason. Saying things like, he likes Marvel over DC? Did my son and Dil not care for him? He really needs less science, dinosaur stuff and more sports things. These are just some of the things she said that day. Jason wants to be a paleontologist. When I asked her why she was against these things, she said she was just being brutally honest and trying to avoid him being bullied in school. I stood up and told her she was bullying him and that being an asshole was not being brutally honest, as these were her opinions. She immediately tore into me about how being brutally honest was not bullying and that she could say whatever she wanted. Being the petty bitch I am, told her, she was overweight. She is 5 feet 5 inches and over 200 pounds. And I took the piece of cake and ice cream from in front of her and threw it in the trash. The entire family, theirs and mine, sat in silence with their jaws on the floor. She looks at me and screamed, "How can I say that to her? And why did I take her food?" I just said, I was being brutally honest. She got up and left the party. I apologized to everyone else for the disruption and that I hoped I hadn't offended anyone. I was looking at her parents when I said this. Everyone, except her parents, said, I told her the truth and she got what she deserved. Her parents just dropped their heads and said nothing. The grandparents said, they understood what I was trying to make a point. But I went too far talking about her weight. I told them she shouldn't have belittled my grandson's dream. And before you asked, all the young ones were playing at the park out of earshot. So was I the asshole? Not the asshole. I'm brutally honest is always code for, I'm a rude and insensitive asshole who likes to go about insulting folks in the name of honesty. I guess she didn't like experiencing brutal honesty. Hopefully this memory will stay with her and she will learn how to talk to people. Not the asshole. People who use phrases like, brutally honest, are like those who say, no offense, and then say something offensive. They are trying to excuse their boorish behavior. This girl needs to learn that brutal honesty has a time and place and it's not to a 12-year-old at his birthday party. I'd say her parents should have a long talk with her and potentially get her in therapy, because she may be acting this way to feel better about herself. Sadly, too many people in this world try to look better by putting other people down. A 18-year-old bullying a 12-year-old. Hopefully she learned her lesson. Not the asshole. Am I the asshole for walking out of my boyfriend's birthday after the comment his dad made about my age? Apologies. Accidentally deleted the first one. I'm going to dive right into the situation. IF36 met my boyfriend M 38 months ago. He waited to introduce me to his parents and decided that I'd meet them on his 36th birthday party that was held at their house. NGL. I was nervous about a number of things. I'm over 30 but still can get anxious. I'm an introvert, around new people. We got to their house. There were more guests than I thought. Like lot more. When we sat down for dinner, his dad looked at me head to toe and said, "Oh goddamn. I thought you'd look a lot older than you do. You've still got a good 10 years of SX kitten left in you." I was shocked and completely baffled. The whole table went quiet and I couldn't even look around me but knew that they were staring at me awkwardly. My boyfriend and his dad were laughing hard. It got so overwhelming for me I excused myself, got up, took my stuff and started making my way out. My boyfriend followed me while asking where I was going and why. I stood at the door and pointed out his dad's comment about my age. He said his dad is just like that, brutally honest and tells it like it is, and so I shouldn't take it personal. I told him it was personal because it felt like he was rating me and my functions as a human based on age. He was like, "Come on. Do you always have to be so dramatic, let it go." It was literally nothing. He told me to go back inside but I decided to go home. He was livid. He sent angry texts talking about how disappointed he and his family were by how I walked out and disrespected them and gave them the wrong impression about me. He also said I ruined his birthday and overreacted to nothing and should have laughed it off. He's demanding I reach out to his family with apologies and make it up to him. Am I the asshole? Did I overreact? Not the asshole. His dad called you a sex kitten. An aging sex kitten. In what world are you supposed to laugh that off? He disrespected you. You stood up for herself and they didn't like that. They expected you to just sit there and smile? That's absolute bullshit. The apple didn't fall far from the tree and you should throw it far away from you. Not the asshole. You just found out why your boyfriend is still single at 38. Noun. Sexual harassment. Behavior characterized by the making of unwelcome and inappropriate sexual remarks or physical advances in a workplace or other professional or social situation. And #X200B. His father sexually harassed you and he's defending it. This would be a deal breaker for me honestly. Not the asshole and I'm so sorry you went through that.